So, welcome to our debate about European economics and politics, this time about the American elections and why it's very important for Europeans that Joe Biden wins these elections, and why I was very pleased that the president of the European People's Party of the center right wing has endorsed the candidate of the Democratic Party of the center left wing of America. This was really very, very courageous, and it was the right thing to do. His slogan, make US and EU US bonds strong again. I really loved it, and I can just congratulate for this great leadership. Some, like the Slovenian Prime Minister, do not have the same level of leadership, and they stayed in the Trump camp. And I have responded on Twitter that Mr. Janša, sadly, I appreciate him for many of his achievements as well, for the independence of Slovenia, for many of the reforms, but he has not understood the changing times, and he endorses the wrong and failing candidate. Look, nobody knows, of course, the result on the next Tuesday. It will only be the vote. But I assume that very much that will be a landslide towards a Joe Biden victory, because now everybody has seen what the policy of Donald Trump is. And it was not very nice in 2016. I called also publicly against him in 2016. But now we have seen 4 years of his policy in action, and it's a disaster. Obviously, as a leader of the free world, I refer every US president very much, but he has really shown, and he has also had some good results. I will also talk about them one. But overall, it is really not worth a second term, and it was very dubious for him to be the president at all already in 2016. And it's a shame that the GOP has ever put him inside the GOP primaries. I will discuss about that one as well. So basically, anyhow, 83% of Europeans they really support, according to the latest opinion polls, Joe Biden. There are some countries for specific reasons where this might be different, and some people they also feel some enthusiasm for Donald Trump. Often for the very wrong reasons, for some kind of specific nationalistic platforms, or for some kind of misunderstanding of what Trump really means, because in fact it's very dangerous, the whole concept of his ideological basis for us Europeans, and I will disclose and discuss this now in this presentation. So what I call is for a new American European decade under the leadership of Joe Biden to really go much closer together in NATO, and large NATO, have the free trade agreement we really miss so much, so long, and really align our common economic and global policies much closer with the Americans, and be the West as it should be, in my view, and also then help other countries and other regions of the world to develop faster and better, to be more open, more prosperous, and more successful in the coming decade. I know now there's a lot of morosity and pessimism in this terrible pandemic, but especially this kind of a link between America and the US, mutual learning and improvement, more openness, this is really the answer to ensure growth in the next decade, and actually to speed it up really very fast, hopefully overcome that crisis, and to be next year, and then to have a new period of more optimism, more growth, and more success together. And that's basically what I believe very strongly in, and that's also why I made this presentation. So I wish very much for President Biden to win, and also to have a very close partnership between the US and the EU and all friends in NATO together, and for enlargement of NATO. And now I will discuss a little bit why. And I will start with an apology. Because really, we Europeans have to start with an apology, because there is a lot of anti-Americanism in Europe, unfortunately. For certain, traditional, historic, nationalistic, yeah, there is too much of it, yeah. And obviously, some people mix up Europe as something, to build against America. And that's a dangerous fallacy, and that is really very wrong. So, if we want to be a strong, united Europe, we do have to have a strong partnership with America for security reasons, for economic reasons, for political, ideological reasons. That doesn't hinder us to really unite Europe further and to be very successful. But we have to also make sure that we are a responsible actor, include Ukraine and Eastern Europe in the EU, NATO, and be a useful partner for America in managing the really difficult relations with Russia and with China. Also open up in order to stabilize the global economy, and then also reform the UN. And there's many things we can do, but Euro nationalism and French anti-Americanism and any kind of thinking of a third way between US and Russia, this will be leading us into total decline. And that's totally to be opposed, and I will strictly oppose it for sure. Let's